Manufacturing, the challenge of sustainability. Modern manufacturing is rapidly adapting to the challenges and needs of a fast-changing world. To compete and thrive, companies across the board must quickly adapt to new factors, such as the shortages of skilled labour, new technologies, and demand for more sustainable products and working practices. In this programme, 3 leading companies from diverse industries will impart their knowledge on this issue. Cresol Resistors, a foremost power resistance manufacturer who combine engineering expertise with the latest in technology.
Values are something that's quite important to an organisation like Cresol. So we have a history in terms of the products that we make, the services that we provide, and the customers that we work with. We tend to find that our business is based around that people come to us in terms of our design capability. So rather than us make to order and then sell, we like to focus on talent in terms of sort of like both in engineering and manufacturing. And then we've built our internal sales team.
In the load bank division, Powerproof, we manufacture equipment for testing electrical power generation equipment to ensure it operates efficiently and reliably. Engineers can use load banks to assess the performance of a power generation piece of equipment, such as a diesel generator.
Simona Peak Pipe Systems, manufacturers of high-tech, robust and durable pipe system solutions.
So the reason that people choose Simona Peak Pipe Systems is because the quality of the product is good, the service is second to none, the actual customer-facing part is, from a relationship perspective, a trust perspective, price perspective, is paramount. And also the fact that we, over the years, have got so much experience in the industry that people come to us for experience and assistance in projects and installations, as well as just come to us for products.
Keystone Group, pioneers in the manufacturing of construction products, who pride themselves with a going-through-the-wall commitment to customers.
The Keystone Group is celebrating 35 years in business. Started in 1989 on one site, we now have 27 sites manufacturing building components for the construction sector. From steel lintels to keylight roof windows, masonry support systems, roof trusses, and smart roof modular roof panels.
We're incredibly proud to be the #1 roof window of choice to the nation's largest house builders, and a big part of that is down to our knowledge of our customers and the building regs within the markets that we operate in. Also because of our continual drive to build sustainable homes and lead the way in future home standards.
The current state of the manufacturing industry is one that faces skill shortages, along with rapid and exciting innovations.
I would say that the current state of the UK manufacturing industry is partly in a difficult position because we've lost a lot of skills over the past 20 to 30 years, and because of the lack of apprenticeships that were available, there is a skill shortage. And also there's a shortage of good young engineers coming into the industry, and I think all aspects of UK manufacturing find it difficult to actually fill the positions that are required. And where the industry is now, there are more engineering positions because there's more innovative engineering projects being done. For us, local manufacturing creates local jobs. It also is not just the jobs, it's the supply chain as well. So we can encourage local companies into the supply chain, then it just improves the economy of the whole area. But also there are challenges with that, and we also have to use European suppliers and other suppliers as well in order to get the parts and things that we need for the products that we make.
Local manufacturing stimulates economic growth. It strengthens the supply chain and improves the skills in the area. It reduces the dependency on imported goods, which is particularly important when there's disruption to the global supply chain, as we've seen in recent years. It also is good for the environment because when goods are finished in manufacture and they're transported to their end destination, that transportation distance is shorter, so that reduces carbon emissions.
So the current state of UK manufacturing at the moment is fairly volatile, I'd say. So we've had quite a few years of uncertainty, some disruption to the market from Brexit, the pandemic, cost of living increases, interest rates, everything that does impact investment into construction. So that's probably been the biggest challenge that we've seen. I think the industry has done well to battle against that and overcome it. But from our perspective as a supplier of polyethylene pipes, it's been consistent, but not where the market it was predicted to be sort of 5 years ago. So I think the investment side of things has been probably the biggest issue that people need to kind of contend with. Funding for big projects, when you see large scale projects such as the HS2 project be pulled through bad budgeting investments, that creates a bit of a ripple throughout the market, which we have seen. There's various things that have impacted all different levels of supply, contractors, installers, where ultimately price has been looked at as one of the big drivers now of how can we reduce price and cost, and how can we actually keep the construction industry moving without seeing really substantial hikes in the investment side of that.
Precision manufacturing reduces waste in all aspects, time waste, raw material waste, and reduces quality defects. So precision manufacturing saves us a lot of time, a lot of raw material, a lot of problems. So with having a right first time manufacturing mentality, it enables us to produce a sustainable product because we reduce all of the wastes that are normally involved in manufacturing.
As with any commercial endeavour, recruitment is vital. A company is only as good as the team that operates it. However, many industries, in particular manufacturing, now face the skills gap, where vital skilled workers, such as welders, are growing old, and there are not enough young people with the skill set to replace them. Apprenticeship schemes are providing a way forward for this challenge, equipping young people with the chance to learn the specific and practical skills employers need, and providing employers with staff that know the exact ins and outs of their company.
The issue that we have is that you've got to find mechanical and electrical employees that are up to speed and au fait with a lot of the PLCs and a lot of the equipment you use, because a lot of it's quite specialist. So that is where we have a skills gap. So what we do with our apprentices, we train them across the piece in electrical and mechanical as well as electronics to give them a full rounding, so we can keep them within the business. We've got a lot of people here that are 35 plus years. We've got one guy that's 40 plus years. We've currently got the apprentices that work here that are going through college, come out of the time, they're offered a full-time role. We don't put them through their time at college and then expect them to go out into the big wide world and find a job. If they pass their exams, they come out of their time and they go straight into a full-time role here.
I read very recently the fact that there's I think engineering is like the highest rated sector at the minute in terms of vacancies, and therefore you've got fewer people out there with the skills, but the demand for those skills is such that it's a very cutthroat environment to try and find the right people. What we do from an engineering perspective is quite skilled, it's quite detailed, but it's dependent on a really broad base of knowledge in the first place. So even the roles that a salesperson would have, we have to have a very extensive grounding in like engineering capabilities, whether that be mechanical or production. There's a lot of knowledge that needs to be gained from people that we would bring in to get them up to a level where they're then able to have conversation with customers, put quotations together. We're finding that skill set, even that base, is quite a challenge. I think apprenticeships are a longer term solution to recruitment issues that we might have as a business.
Product development is now changing to focus on a new need from the market: sustainability. In the housing market, for example, for many people, saving energy costs as homeowners is now their biggest concern. Innovation, which many companies see as their lifeblood to survive in competitive markets, is now providing the means for better and more sustainable products and working practices. Emerging technologies are being used to provide the answers to the demand for more sustainable products, from housing to electronics and pipe design.
At the Keystone Group, we are continuously innovating to develop products that reduce buildings' energy use.
Keystone are the market leader for steel lintel design and design lintels that are there to support brickwork over predominantly your doors and windows. We continuously strive to be at the forefront of innovation in lintel design, which is the main reason why we created the Hytherm lintel range, which significantly reduces cold bridging within the cavity wall, which helps to aid in retaining that heat within inside the home. Recent research undertaken by the major house builders has found that over 64% of people have found energy costs as their biggest concern. It's the third biggest decision maker when buying a home, and the majority of those have said that if they would pay slightly more on the house if they found out that in the long term there would be cheaper running costs for the home in the future. So there's something worth doing. Modern technology has led the way in managing thermal efficiencies, but if the fabric of the building installed is not highly efficient, well then it would mean you're essentially letting hot air out of the chimney and it's ineffective.
We give our designers freedom in their creativity of our product because designers focus a lot on value engineering for our customers. So they will produce the parts with as little raw material as possible at the strengths required for our product. So giving designers freedom helps everybody save. Our customers save first, we save as well, and we minimise all of the materials that we use wherever we can.
The consultants that design housing for new build in Britain use a range of technologies to deliver energy efficiency, and we've worked with Keystone Lintels for many years with the same consultants. When we were acquired by Keystone in November 2023, it was just a perfect fit because our two products, the Hytherm Lintels and the ShowerSave wastewater heat recovery, complement one another, and we share many customers.
Remaining innovative is got to be key for any company that wants to progress. You know, it's okay to continue selling the same products year on year on year. If that's what your business model is, that's fine. But what you'll always have is competition. And ultimately, we should want to provide the best product. If that can come through innovation, then brilliant, because that's a much easier sell. When people want your products, it's a lot easier to sell them, especially when you're in a market that is commodity driven. It's always impressive to bring an innovation to the market that a customer truly wants and it delivers a genuine benefit. If that happens, it's gold. We've seen over many years of developments of products that sustainability now is becoming key to how we innovate our products. There's a real big need for creating the product either more efficiently, cheaper, more sustainably, or actually to perform better. So really, when we're actually looking at development of products now, it's a lot different than it was 10 years ago. You know, we're looking at a wider selection of benefits that we really need to tick when developing a product. And ultimately, if we can create some sort of benefit that the end user will see or the client, the asset owner will see, that is now speaking volumes. Rather than develop a product that we feel there's a need for, let's use our clients and their sustainable goals to drive our development.
I think innovation is a challenge for a company like Cresol because of the nature of what we do. So the technology is not necessarily modern. I mean, the fact that the business is based in and around like an engineering principle like Ohm's law, the nature of the product doesn't change because it's a fundamental in physics to apply. What we've been able to do more recently is to take the basis of that technology and then focus on what we call an EV. So it's like an electric vehicle component that we've looked to develop over a period of time so that it can be used within like vehicles like tractors and buses and trucks, that sort of thing, rather than cars for individuals. And since then, we've taken that a stage further. So we're looking at industrial applications for those types of resistors. So they're different to the traditional sort of like, you know, metal ones that people would associate with the industries that we work with, but we're finding that we're getting new applications in different areas. So marine applications in and around remote operated vehicles. We're finding the continued use these days of data centers. It's the fact that there's a lot of power that needs to be dissipated, so people are building in the need for resistors within that. And the smaller and compact version that we've developed for vehicles, we're finding that there's now a market for that one in places that we didn't necessarily expect.
Many industry experts take the view that there is simply no choice. Taking care of the earth and working towards a more sustainable future is a must. Many companies are leading the way in this, adapting their products to the needs of the modern world, while cutting down on things like their carbon footprint and looking at their supply chains to become as sustainability focused as possible.
So it is very important for the UK businesses to become sustainable because, I mean, first and foremost, we don't have another option, right? I mean, as long as we don't have guys like Elon Musk providing us a living space on Mars, we have to take care of what is happening on Earth. And therefore, we have to do everything we can in order to provide a sustainable future for our present generation, but also for the future generation. We see a huge legislative push towards laws that are leading to the fact that companies need to rely on certain kind of measures in order to really become sustainable.
When we talk about the main challenges when it comes to the transition to net zero, then in my opinion, there are two major aspects that we have to mention there. So on the one hand, there is the company's own corporate culture, which must be behind this transformation. And on the other hand, there must be the opportunity for change. So this opportunity must be given. It is not easy to create a uniform understanding of a sustainable transformation globally. Just you can see this on a political level, so where it is really difficult that every country has the same understanding of sustainability. This is also the same for a globally operating company.
At the moment, sustainability has not necessarily been at the top of our list of priorities. Where we're now finding that the designs that we're being asked to make for customers, that's becoming more prevalent in terms of what they're looking for, and therefore it's giving us more of a focus area that we can start to introduce improvements to what we do. Now, given the industry that we work in, resistors as a product has been around for many years, and Cresol has a history of working with the right people, but it's heritage technology. It's now about using that technology platform that we have and adapting that to a more modern world while still retaining the capability and delivering what the customers want from what we supply them.
The UK industry at the moment is in a position where we have to challenge the supply chain in order to become more carbon neutral and more sustainable. Many people are looking at ISO 14001, which is in effect the environmental standards. In order to comply with those, they are having to challenge the supply chain because they need their suppliers to conform as well.
The growing importance of sustainability in the construction industry is driven by a combination of environmental, social and economic factors. As the world responds to the challenges of climate change and resource depletion, the construction sector plays a significant role in shaping a more sustainable future. Looking forward to the next 35 years, sustainability will continue to be an integral part of everything we do at the Keystone Group.
Leading companies are also responding to the challenge of sustainability by aligning their work with important legislation, such as the UN's Sustainable Development Goals.
We're nearer to the start of the journey to make our processes more sustainable. It's a traditional business. It uses traditional materials, so there's stainless steel, there's aluminium, there's copper. The equipment that we have has been either around for a while, or the new versions that we have are a continuation of a theme. But I think it's partly driven by our customer base and partly driven by us as a business recognizing that there's a need for change. So rather than having developed something already, it's now on our agenda to address going forward. From a process perspective, the resistors that we make, it's more about the applications that they fit in. Today we see that there's renewable power sources, whether it be wind farms or solar. Our place within that is not necessarily at the forefront of the production of the electricity, but then it's the new sources need then to be connected to the main grids, now whether that's in the UK or around the world.
Our sustainability strategy at the Keystone Group is structured around 3 main pillars. So these are our people, our planet and our products. So as a manufacturer within construction, we play a part in actually focusing on how we can be more sustainable in terms of decarbonising our business operations. So that's our actions towards selecting renewable energy sources or using non-fossil fuel operations. Our actual product pillar is structured around the materials that we are responsible for sourcing. So ensuring that we can source locally where possible, and also ensure that they are high quality, and also within our actual operations being as efficient as we possibly can be. When it comes to the people aspect, this is all about giving back to our actual employees internally, but also giving back to the built environment. So a number of our actions already align with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And as per the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, to support quality education, we play our part by having apprenticeship schemes and apprentices come and join the business. We also play our part by giving back to construction colleges. So we provide donated materials, we provide courses, and we also do talks at a number of local schools and colleges as well to support that new skill set coming into our industry.
It is important to be aware of what your CO2 footprint is, right? So we are able to calculate our CO2 footprint from the year 2020, and we were already able to reduce it from, I think we started roundabout with 80,000 tons CO2, and we are now in the year of 2023 with a value of roundabout 70,000 tons. So we already saw a reduction, but first of all, as I said, it was important to really get the transparency of what our CO2 footprint is, and then also to derive based on that transparency where are our main levers we have in order to really reduce the CO2 footprint. So for example, we are a producing company, so it was quite straightforward then that when we are talking about our CO2 footprint, we need to become more energy efficient in terms of how we produce our products. So this is something we are still working on.
Industry leaders are seeing this as an exciting time, with new innovations and technologies for a range of applications making for better sustainability. Companies are now focusing on playing a role and building their legacy as leaders for a better, more sustainable world.
It's a very exciting time to be involved with Cresol as a business. Over the past couple of years since I've been here, we've had developments on the traditional side, so that if we put those together with the new technologies that are coming on stream, so the solar farms, the wind farms, the resistors that we've either developed from the traditional source or to support like electric vehicle markets for trucks and agricultural machinery. We've got a role to play as an organisation through the development of those, and then forward into whatever other technologies get developed in the meantime. People will come to us for our knowledge.
The durability of pipe systems it should be paramount for any water company, gas company or any infrastructure company, because really what we're saying is when we provide a product, we need to know it's going to be suitable and do its job for a given amount of time. The polyethylene product itself has been proven to be tested up to effectively 50 years of life. That's at maximum operating pressures, which really we don't always see systems working at maximum. So we know that actually the operation of those systems will be a lot longer than 50 years. There's ongoing tests at the moment to prove a 100-year life cycle. If that then happens, that's a really good opportunity for us to future-proof the network.
We look to the future to ensure we continue to work hand in hand with the architects, builders and contractors on how we can create more sustainable buildings.
At the Keystone Group, we believe if you have the ability, you have the responsibility. And we want our legacy to show that we helped create a more sustainable built environment.